So when women step foot into the gym, one thing a lot of them are afraid of is lifting heavy because they feel they'll get bulky if they lift heavy weights. So is this true? We're gonna find out in this video. So if you're into fitness, you definitely would have heard the term that women cannot lift heavy weights because if they do, they'll get bulky. So is this a fact or is it fiction? And the answer to that is that it is 100% fiction. It is a myth. Now, a reason why women think that they will get bulky from lifting heavy weights is because they just look at us men and think that when they lift weights, they can actually get as bulky as we can. And that's actually impossible, pretty much. And simple reason being is because there's one hormone in our bodies that separates us from men and women, and that is testosterone. Right, so basically I forgot to mention that testosterone and human growth hormone are the two major hormones involved in muscle building, basically. So women have about 15 to 20% less concentration of testosterone in their body than men do. So that's science, really. It is physically and biologically impossible for women to build as much muscle as guys can. Now, a lot of you females in particular will be looking at this and be like, oh, what about those female bodybuilders and all that who actually look quite bulky? And the reason why these female bodybuilders tend to look quite bulky is because they're taking juice. Not just any sort of juice, steroids. So by them taking steroids, obviously their testosterone levels are going to increase because of the anabolic steroids that they actually use. Hence why you can actually see a significant change in muscle size with these female bodybuilders. But at the same time, some of these female bodybuilders may actually look quite bulky, but if you actually compare them to male bodybuilders, they are nowhere near, they are still significantly smaller in muscle size than males. And a typical question asked in the fitness industry from females is, how differently should they lift weights compared to men? And the answer to that is just lift the same as men. And male or female, you should be lifting the exact same. Lifting 20 plus reps for females to tone the muscle isn't actually going to tone the muscle. It's just going to create muscular endurance. And the only way you can actually tone the muscle is by actually increasing the muscle size. So by doing this, you do have to actually not only go more 8 to 12, so hypertrophy training, you do actually have to lift heavy weights. So for girls, mainly their focus is the squats, the deadlifts, hip thrusts, etc. And that's just speaking for the lower body exercises. You still do want to do upper body, so the bench press, pull-ups, overhead press, all that. You do still want to train as men do, and sticking in between that 3 to 5 rep range in order to gain strength. And by gaining strength, you will then be able to gain greater muscle mass in the hypertrophy lifts, and as you do that, it will then correspond back into the strength lifts. And yes, you may still want to do some isolation movement, but you got to realize that isolation movements do not add as much mass in comparison to compound movements. Isolation movements do not shape the muscle whatsoever. They're just there to add a bit of volume to the end of your workouts, just to, it's like the icing on the cake, basically. If you're a female and you are watching this, yes, it isn't true. It is a myth. Women can still lift heavy weights and not get bulky. Like I said, simply because your testosterone levels are so much lower than men. You can just look at natural female fitness models and see that they can still squat big, deadlift big, bench a pretty good number as well, and you can tell that they are not bulky whatsoever. So yeah, that concludes this video really. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, like the video. If you like my content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That is me done for now, and I'll catch you in the next video. Stay tuned.